All right, here we go. Aswand Cruickshank here, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, former Division I college football player, and current five-time published author and educator here for another Wednesday. We're here on Wednesday. Wednesday's Intrapreneur tip. For those of you who do not know what the term Intrapreneur is, you are speaking to the person who coined the phrase. You can look across the internet, Aswand Cruickshank, Wintrapreneur. There's nobody else using this phrase because I invented the phrase. All right. Before I dive into the tip and give you explanations on what it's all about, let me just give you. Let me just where I gotta send you before I give you before I get too deep into today's Wintrapreneur tip. Gotta send you to makeyourmove.com. Seeing that we are all the way in college football season now. To be 100% honest with you, college football season is a year-round thing, if you know what I know, because it is a business and it's the kind of I always credit college football as the way in which I learned business and the way I built up the concepts and the things, all the work I do now. I give college football a ton of credit because I learned a lot just seeing how the system worked, and it really helped me develop my ideas and really taught me discipline, taught me teamwork, and everything that I pursue now, and the work I do now. So all that being said, makeyourmove.com. That's makeymove.com. You go to Make Your Move, that website, go there and get you an NIL bundle. And just so you know, now if you do become a member of my weekly emails. I do have a weekly email that comes out every single Monday called the Move Swiftly Weekly. If you do decide to become a member of that, it's completely free, no charge at all. You do get a 40% a 10% discount off this very bundle. All right. It's called the NIL Athlete Bundle. It's my latest book, Transferring D1, a practical guide on how to navigate the chaotic world of college athletics. Book I wrote before that, Make Your Move, a unique guide into boxing, dance, and entrepreneurship. And here I make the bold claim that boxing and dance are the best activities that you can be doing for whatever your number one sport is. And here, where I partnered with 10 other authors in a book titled The Six-Figure Athlete, Converting Your Skills into Cash. All right. Just know especially if you're a current athlete that's listening to me right now, a former athlete, anybody that's associated with a athlete, just know you know better than I do, right? That you are always one injury away from your athletic playing career being over. You need to be setting up systems, setting up revenue streams, setting up financial opportunities for yourself while you're playing, while you're getting the attention. This book speaks to all of that. All right. So again, Six-Figure Athlete, Make Your Move, and Transfer in D1. That all comes in the NIL bundle. Go to makeyourmove.com. makeymove.com, and get you all three of them. All right. So as far as today's Wintrapreneur tip, and to dive deeper into what I mean when I say Wintrapreneur, it's pretty much, well, it's the actual word is intrapreneur. All right. What an intrapreneur is a person that has a current job that they work 80 hours, every 80 hours every 40 hours a week, 80 hours every 2 weeks, and all that kind of stuff, right? You have a day job. However, you still have the entrepreneur mindset. All right. You've been blessed enough to be in a situation where you're getting paid every 2 weeks by a specific company, yet your entrepreneurial goals, your entrepreneurial vision, the things that you want to do and develop in business on your own, you've been able to align in missions. You've been able to align your goals with your company's goals. That's what I mean when I say intrapreneur. And a lot of it is about continuing to innovate, continuing to stay motivated, continuing to really push to create new opportunities, not only for yourself, but also for your organization. There's a great deal of pressure that kind of comes off your shoulder. There's a load that comes off your shoulder when you know that you're not out there as just your typical entrepreneur that's just out there creating opportunities on their own. It's a very, very challenging task, a very challenging day to day, because it's straight up, you got to eat what you kill. And it's a really challenging thing to figure out how you're going to continuously do this over the period of time. You do need support. I would actually make the argument that anyone that calls themselves just a solo entrepreneur, solopreneur is what they call them, I would argue to say that there's some help that you have along the way. There was some support that you have along the way. All right. So pretty much what I took it, given my football, right, given my football background, when it comes to winning, which that's what the game's all about. All right, you don't win enough games, you're getting the boot, right? I took the winning concept, I took the entrepreneur concept, and just simply put it into one word. So I call it Wintrapreneur Wednesdays every Wednesday because no, and then also normally you see me like right after a run. Normally, I record my daily videos right after a run, so I'm hype up, I'm sweating, I have the really hot, really high, really down, depending on how I did, the mileage I got, and all that. So kind of all over the place when it comes to those. So I've learned because I have so much experience as an entrepreneur to say, hey, every single Wednesday, I'll sit down, calm tone, and be able to speak to you guys directly about a certain tip. All right. And when it comes to being an entrepreneur, number one thing is you have got to the number one thing is the relationships. All right, the relationships with the people that are going to see you every single day, because those relationships is going to lead to major connections and major opportunities for you to build. All right, you gotta, even though you may not be, let's say you're in a situation where you're not, your vision for your entrepreneurial journey and then the company, let's say that's not aligned per se or mixed. Let's say you're working with a manager like I've have and working with an owner or a manager that's just not doing the things aggressively the way you're aggressively doing it, because you are an entrepreneur at heart and you feel like, hey, I got to go out, I got to go get this money, I got to go make these calls, I got to go, come up with these services, I got to do what I got to do, right? Let's say you're in a situation where the people that are in your organization aren't as motivated as you are. It's still important for you to build relationships with the people who are consuming the work and consuming the services. And I'll give you a real life example, right? So when I first got here to South Florida, I had to work two part-time jobs. I had to work two part-time jobs to make ends meet. And that was a motherfucker, man, because I came to South Florida to work for the Miami Dolphins Foundation. I was 28 at the time, and I knew I wanted to be with a pro team. I wanted to be with a pro NFL franchise before I turned 30. So it was an incredible opportunity for me to just get, a paycheck from an actual NFL team and be able to get my foot in the door and just figure out how I can, because that was pretty much what my goal was once I graduated from Stony Brook from college, right? So I get there and it's just a part-time position, but it's sales. It's something I could be doing. I'm around the organization, learning from the front office, all that kind of stuff, right? But because it was a part-time position, I had to go and find another job somewhere that was going to allow me to kind of get by as I figure out what my role was with the Dolphins was going to be. And that's really what I knew I was going to have to do. So luckily I found a job at a gym named 9 Round Kickboxing and Fitness, which was like, listen, you couldn't write a better script, because I started a company. I tried to start a pro franchise, tried to start a minor league pro franchise when I was 25, like 2 years before that. And my whole theme, the company that's still actually in existence to this day, it's called gym44.com. The logo is of a boxer, and I really just believed in the idea of making me what was going to make me a better coach. It was going to make me unique, especially as a former linebacker, as you can see, was being able to teach people how to box, more specifically teach football players how to box, because I saw the crossover from that at an early age when it comes to the hand work. I actually just that I teach now, and I was just showing one of the young football players some videos about how linemen are using their hands and punching jacks. So learning that at the boxing gym and working for the Dolphins Foundation, it was just a great opportunity for me to develop and learn the skills and all that. So I would approach this 9 round job because unlike most of my peers, because most of my peers were doing it part-time work, just something to do, but they didn't see like an actual business being built in their head. They didn't have the entrepreneur mindset that I had when it came to working the job and all that. So I got really close with the members. I've got, a lot of them would compliment me a great deal in terms of how motivating I was and, pushing them and all that kind of stuff. And then one of the members, and I have a ton of stories with the members, right? Right? Like this is just for this example, but as you continue to follow me, and if you're a new subscriber, if you continue to like the channel and all that, you'll hear a lot of these stories that I've had with, especially those 9 round members, man. We went through a lot together. I was young, I was 20, what, early 20, getting into my mid to late 20s when I got there, and then left 4 years later. So I always look at that as kind of that was like my unofficial grad school, right? And anyway, one of the members, her fighter name was Fashionista, Jamie Lynch, I think her name was Fashionista, right? So, again, she was another one that I got really close with. She would see me running, before the workouts, to see me just really diving into the lifestyle. And in fact, she had, I think it was a son who played and a daughter who was doing chair, I think her husband actually was a firefighter too. So there was she's a very active lifestyle. If I'm not mistaken, I think she was actually a former dancer too, or something like that. But anyway, what happens was, so my role with the Dolphins was to sell it. I was a 50-50 raffle ticket seller during the games. That's what I had to do, depending on how many tickets I could sell. That's how you, really saw if you were valuable to the organization and all that kind of stuff. In fact, I ended that first season as the second highest seller when it comes to all the raffle tickets and all that. And I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you why in a second. So there was a situation where I was selling the raffle tickets at the games, and I saw her. And I saw her. And immediately she bought a ticket herself. She bought one for her husband. And then I think there was like a group of people she was with and all that. She was buying raffles. So it made it so my selling numbers went up. And again, no, they didn't win the money. The way 50-50 raffle works is, half goes to the foundation, half goes to whoever gets the winning ticket. Now, the chances of you winning that is very, very slim. But however, she still paid for it because she knew me from the gym, paid for the ticket, all that kind of stuff. And that happened on multiple occasions. Again, I can't get into every single story, but these are the things that you're going to have to be doing as a wintrapreneur, taking two positions that have a great deal of synergy, you being the middleman and connecting them through relationships, through how you conduct yourself, through the work ethic, through all the stuff that you may be wanting to do. And it takes you really, really diving in to what your North Star is going to be, what your bottom line is going to be. For me, and I'll close you out with this, for me, my goal is to open up my own school, which is going to be called the Move Swiftly School of Sports Management. So you can see where the experience with the Dolphins came in. You could see where the experience as a boxing trainer came in. You could see now where my experience as an educator at a brand new charter school. You can see where all of that stuff is being tied into a bigger goal. And if you move with that vision, if you move with that goal, if you move in that direction, then a boss or the peers the colleagues that you may have around you that aren't as passionate about the work they're doing, they won't affect you because you can have that tunnel vision towards where it is you want to go and what you want to do. But it takes work to develop that vision. So to close you out, the main takeaway from everything I talked about today is make sure you are developing a very airtight, crystal clear, long-term vision for what it is you want to do and where it is you want to be 10, 15 years down the line. All right. Like I said, main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, it's makeyaMove.com. It's MAKEYAMOVE.com. It's there where we can talk about me coming to your business and teaching this wintrapreneur mindset. All of that, everything is available right there on the site. Speaking topics, everything that you would need. All right. I'll give you the website one more time. It's makeyaMove.com, MAKEYAMOVE.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.